ねもしも全て投げ捨てられたら笑って生きることが楽になるのまた胸が痛くなるからもう何も言わないでよ
Requested by Vibes. I like anime bakugo emojis. Drop by drop, the water from the sky falls, turning from a light sprinkle of water to enough water to drown in. The sky roaring like it's in pain, the rain beginning the tears. It's crying to find some sort of help. Maybe that's what YN needs after what they've experienced. The past, the one thing they don't want to look back on, scared of it coming back to haunt them like it's a ghost of memories. In many ways, the storm was like YN. On that day, the way the tears would not stop rolling, the screams from YN began the thunder, and the tears that wouldn't stop falling began the rain. YN, a girl who was hopelessly in love with a boy. The boy named Kunimi Akira. March 1st. Hey Kunimi, looks like it's raining, I shouted, pointing at the window and staring at Kunimi. Drop by drop, the water fell, the droplets multiplying until there was a whole storm of them. We were in my room and working on homework. I finished early, so I went to the window to stare at the scenery and at the life that was outside. It's rained before, what's so exciting about it now? The boy I loved asked. I frowned. What's so special about it? It's just... I paused for a second, trying to find a way to explain the feeling I get when it rains and how magical but relaxing it feels. It's what? He said, raising an eyebrow out of curiosity. I guess he really didn't understand the feeling of rainstorms at night and how calming it is. But then again, he was always calm. It didn't matter what the situation was. He was always calm. It was like he chanted words in his head, repeating them like a melody, a tune, just to be like that. I don't know. The way it relaxes people and how magical it feels, I said, quieter, close to a mumble. It was hard to explain the feeling. It was mixed. It made my heart feel a little dizzy, but the fuzz didn't hurt, nor did I feel like I was going to pass out. The fuzz felt nice, a pleasant feeling. Whatever you say, he said, spinning the chair at my desk and back to his paper. How many questions do you have left? I want to take a walk, I said while trying to balance a pen on my nose and leaning back on my mattress. Are you serious? You want to take a walk at... He looked up to check the black-rimmed clock on my wall and turned back around to face me. 9 p.m.? In this weather? He questioned like I was insane. Looking back on it, he was probably just worried I was going to catch a cold. Kunimi was never the type to make many friends, so if I were to get cold, he wouldn't have me to hang out with when everyone was almost as loud as a church bell when it hits 12. Yeah, we can just use an umbrella, and it's Friday anyways, I said back. He sighed. I guess we have to, don't we? I said, a little upset. I remember how my excitement to go out in the rain went out like a flame when the candle was melted and there's nothing else to burn into it. 5 minutes, Kaname said, defeated. My head shut up and stared at him with wide eyes. What? I asked. I wasn't sure he was saying 5 minutes, but I knew that I wasn't going to get to go out in the rain with him. Give me 5 minutes to finish my homework, and we can go outside, but we're not walking far, he stated. I felt the excitement burn back up. The flame hadn't been gone. It was passed on to another candle, and that candle also had a burning passion to go out in the rain. All I'm saying is that Iwa-oi is obviously going to happen eventually, I say with my hands up like a cop asking me to plead guilty. How would you know? You're not even on the team, Kunimi says, one brow higher than the other, his chocolate brown eyes staring into mine. We were walking down the hall that was full of other people, or as Kunimi liked to call them, living organisms. We had just finished our last class of the day and were heading toward the staircase. Okay, and it's obvious that they love each other. I yell loud enough for the people next to us to look at us and then look at each other as if to ask, is she okay? Quiet down. We don't need everyone hearing our conversation, especially Oikawa's fangirls. Remember what happened last time? Kaname said in a whisper that was soothing. I know, I say, frustrated, looking up towards the ceiling as if there were the stars, and I was stargazing. Calm down, Ryan, Kunimi says, looking to the side of him at me in a questionable look. I just wish they would get together already, I say very impatiently, like I'm waiting for the greatest thing to happen. Kunimi just sighs. As we reach the doors to the front of the school, we notice that it's raining. Every drop falling like my expectations for Iwa-oi getting together. Shit. Kaname curses under his breath. I turn around and look at him, asking him what's up. He looked at me from his locker and meets my eyes. Looking at me, his cheeks dusted with a light shade of pink as he put on a light coat of blush on his cheeks. I forgot my umbrella. By any chance, can I share one with you? He stated, looking a little embarrassed for asking me. He probably didn't want me to get the wrong idea, looking back on it. I could then feel my cheeks had more heat than any other place on my body. I was blushing. Sure, I don't mind, I said, like if I was a robot malfunctioning. Kunimi just stared at me and then emitted a light laugh. And I can still remember that laugh like it was yesterday. The way his bottom and top eyelashes closed down on each other, and how light his laugh was, making it a pleasant thing to listen to. And the way he had a smile, the small smile that his face was making, and the way he sounded in those seconds were everything to me. He kind of reminded me of a rose. He was beautiful, but he wouldn't let anyone close to him. He had thorns protecting him, trying not to get himself hurt. But if he let you past his thorns, he was a truly beautiful thing. April 4th. The rain could be described in many ways, depending on the person, and their idea of the rain is falling from the once white and now gray clouds, hydrating the earth and keeping it alive. Kunimi, you're not beating me this time, I remember yelling after playing around Mario Kart with Kunimi. That rain was falling, and Kunimi was stuck at my house for the time being because of how heavily it was pouring. Sure, not like you say this every time, Ryan, he said sarcastically. I've always had a special connection with Kunimi. Some people couldn't see how me, an energetic and full of life person, could be close friends with Kunimi. But once they saw our friendship blossom in front of them, they never dared to question it. I'm not kidding this time, I remember yelling, loud enough for it to sound like the world was coming to an end. Alright, bet. I remember him saying that, and then choosing a map for us to race on. With the bots, of course. 3, 2, 1, go. We raced, throwing shells at each other and using mushrooms to catch up with each other. It was a close game, but of course, Kunimi won. How the hell did he fucking win every time? I yelled as all he did was chuckle a little. I don't know, maybe you just suck at the game, he said, trying to get me even more irritated. Of course I fell for it. You bitch, you're just really good at this game, I said back. Sure, he said, and all I did was roll my eyes and get up. Where are you going? He asked. I'm going to get some snacks and drinks. Want anything? I asked. Of course he was going to want something. I didn't even have to ask. He always was hungry. Hungry and Coca-Cola. He said, what's the magic word? I remember asking him. I was still salty about the loss, so I wanted to at least make him ask. Abracadabra, he said without even looking like he was kidding. He looked 100% serious. No, the other one, I said face-palming while laughing. Alakazam? At that moment of time, I started laughing even louder. To me, it was really funny, especially since he looked so serious. I knew he was kidding, but still. Say please, I said, still laughing a little. Please get me snacks, peasant. He said like he ruled this house. Fuck you, but okay, I said, opening the door and walking out down to the kitchen. As I was walking, I overheard him telling me, no thanks. We then spent the rest of the night eating snacks and playing Mario Kart, of course, going to sleep at some point. In a way, Kunimi was the sun that broke through the clouds after the rain had been emptied. He always managed to brighten my day no matter how gloomy it was without even trying. Sometimes, just seeing his face made me happy. And would make me even happier to see his face in this day and age at the current time. May 18th. As the gray clouds drew near, signaling for a party to start, the clouds began the hoist of rain, being the guests. The guests decided to invite the drunks of the party to make things more interesting to some people, but frightening to some others, causing them to clutch a pillow while trying to count in their beds, while trying to count in their heads under the blankets in the bed like they were hiding from it, hiding from the noise, seeking their reassurance, making sure they were there. Thunder and lightning, the drunk duo of the party. As the rain hit the roof, falling off the sides, dripping down into a puddle, I was at my desk, working on homework. It hadn't started to thunder, so I thought I was in the clear, enjoying the rain and the peaceful it brought with it, until, boom. I heard the lightning clash with the surface and cause a noise as if it were less satisfying firework. I was never a fan of booming noises. If I'm being honest, they scared me, making so many things go through my head as one strike at a time hit, turning from big ones to small ones to big ones again, making my head hurt. These were the nights I'd normally spend with Kunimi. He would normally comfort me, stroking my hair, telling me it wouldn't hurt. He would normally comfort me on these nights. But tonight was different. I didn't want to bother Kunimi with my fear of thunder, so I decided not to call him. I was doing fine, or as fine as I can be, with thunder. The warmth of the light in my room were keeping me company, making me forget about the thunder at times. But of course, to my luck, the once bright lights burning with passion were fading to black with no command of a switch, but instead the command of the ruler of the party. That wasn't supposed to be there, the drunk. I screamed with tears filling my eyes, threatening to spill. I quickly picked my phone still wrapped inside my comfort blanket. Ring, ring, ring. Hello? Hi? Are you okay? You sound like you're crying. Can you come over? Thunder? I'm on my way. Try to keep your mind off of it until I come. I'll try. Alright, I'll see you in a few. Thanks. Thank you, Kunimi. Don't mention it. It's what friends are for, right? Yeah. Bye. But ding ding ding. Friend, huh? I whispered to myself, not even focusing on the thunder anymore. Not caring about the war the lightning bolts were having. Just sitting there with my thoughts. Why does friend sound so... Why does it hurt? I ask myself, letting out another sniffle. Why did it hurt? Why did only being a friend to him hurt? That's what we've always been. So why do I feel pain over it now? Heartache.
The rain is raining all around and falls on field and tree. It rains on the umbrellas.
As each sound of the drunks fighting each other got louder and louder, I kept clutching my black fuzzy blanket around me, only allowing my head to stick out of the blanket. Where are you, Kunimi? I need you right now. I cried a little to myself. He was supposed to be here 20 minutes ago. The longer it was taking, the more worried I got. After I finally got the courage to get out of the blanket, which I believed was protecting me, I grabbed my phone off the side table to my bed and selected Kunimi's contact, putting my phone up to my ear and going back into my blanket, only holding it with one hand this time. Ring, 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 ring. You have reached the voicemail box of, when you have finished recording your voicemail, please hang up. Goodbye. Hey Kunimi, it's Ryan. I really hope you're okay. I'm starting to get worried because you have never been this late to come over. I really hope nothing's happened to you and that you're safe. Text me or call me back as soon as you can, please. Ding, ding, ding. I let a sigh escape my lips. Right now, the thunder wasn't what was on my mind. It was the fact that Kunimi wasn't over yet. He's never been this late. He is normally pretty quick at picking up the phone, especially when I call him. As I worried more, I felt the thoughts go through my head of possibilities and other thoughts trying to calm the more worrying ones down by using logic and what could have happened instead. Where are you? Is all I could help to think. Once the drunks have finally passed out and the rain is no more to offer, all that's left are the clouds. You could finally see the brightness that the moon brought into the light. I remember that night like if it were yesterday. I don't know how to feel about remembering it this detailed, nor do I know how to feel about what happened. Angry, sad, guilty, I could fit all of those. I didn't know how to feel then, and I still don't know now. Both a memory I dislike and appreciate. As it started getting later and the rain and the loud booms of the thunder stopped, Kunimi was still nowhere to be found. I remember the thoughts going off in my head like a box of a bomb exploding, any thought that got in the way of the negative ones. What if he got kidnapped? What if he got lost? What if... It's all I could think to myself in multiple formats. Since the thunder had stopped and the rain was dried, I finally moved again to pick up my phone. Maybe if I called his mom, she'll know where he's at. Maybe he just fell asleep. I remember thinking to myself, maybe, just maybe. Ring, ring. Oh, hi Wei, what's up? Hi Miss Kunimi, I was wondering if you knew where Kunimi is. He's not with you? He said he was going over there and left over an hour ago. Yes, he did say that he was going to come over, but he hasn't arrived, and I was wondering if he was with you. I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't know. I would wait until tomorrow when you have school. Maybe he'll pop up. He's probably fine. Okay, thanks for the help. No problem. Ding, ding, ding. Once I heard that, there was no denying it. Something had happened. I decided to get dressed, slipping on my tennis shoes on so it would make running quicker than if I had rain boots on. And I ran down the stairs and out the door at the speed of light, eager to find an answer in this dark void of no conclusion. I decided to start walking our normal pathway that we would use to walk to each other's house and start calling his name. Maybe he'd turn up. Maybe he'd be fine. Every step I made a splash-like noise from the water that I could describe as my tears when I found Kunimi. My voice started to crack like a glow stick and my throat was sore, like if there were thorns inside of it. But that didn't stop me from calling his name as loudly as I could, making it clear I was there. Kunimi! Kunimi! Still no luck. At this point, I made it halfway to Akira's house, and there was still no luck, until I saw it. The thing I'm not sure if I should be grateful I saw because I found him or disturbed. As I found my way to the corner of the street where normally Kunimi would cross, I saw lights, brighter than Christmas, and red vehicles right at the curb of the road. I ran like there was no tomorrow. Blood. There was blood all over the ground and back of the car. As I got closer to where they were, I was able to make out the figure being rushed to the vehicle. Long brown hair, brown eyes, wearing the hoodie I bought him for his birthday. There was no denying. That was Kunimi. That was him. Blood coming from all sorts of places on his body and him laying on the medical bed hardly looking alive. I rushed over there, slipping on the water, and then getting back up, not caring about the physical pain but the emotional. Kunimi! I remember yelling so loud the paramedics glanced at me, still continuing what they were doing. Do you know him? One of the paramedics that weren't doing anything asked. I remember crying wolf while speaking, tears running down my cheeks, rushing it toward the ground and mixing with the tears from the clouds. Yes. Do you want to come back to the vehicle with us? Yeah. Okay, but you better get in quickly because we need to go. I quickly ran inside the back. Close up. The body of Kunimi looked even more dead. He was pale, blood coming from so many places, and all I could help to think was, this is my fault. And to this day, I still think it was. Kunimi was kind of like a piece of stone in that moment of time. He wasn't moving or even blinking, and probably even cold. March 25, 2019. 7 years. It's been 7 years. 7 years since I lost you, my love. I still feel guilty. To this day, I still think to myself, if I hadn't called you, maybe you'd be here. Whenever I bring up the guilt consuming me, battling, there is nothing I could have done. In my head, the guilt always takes over me and replaces the picture clear as day in my head, keeping it on a loop for hours and making me stare at the way you looked, observing every inch of your lifeless being, just laying there helplessly looking paler than the clouds or a ghost. The guilt always takes over. I try to say quiet on it. It always shows up with more friends. Happy birthday, Kunimi. As I walked through the graveyard with a black dress that went down to my ankles and was long-sleeved, the collar starting at my shoulders and exposing them, I made my way past all the graves I was familiar with, considering how I came here on a regular basis for the past 7 years. Where has time gone? It's really been long. Kaname would have been 23 today, and if it were still like what it was in high school, I would have been woken up early just to text him a happy birthday right at 12 a.m. and FaceTime him. I set down the candle that was as bright as my personality not long ago. So long ago. I can barely remember it. It had been raining, but I brought a black umbrella so the candle would be safe. I could see the sun peeking out from behind the clouds as I stood at your grave. Funny, huh? It's like it was a signal from you, that you know I was here. I then set down the roses on your headstone, caressing the smooth stone that was still intact. I loved you, and I always will. Okay, so, that is very hard angst. Oh my god, I'm sorry for posting so late, but I was spending a lot of time looking for the perfect picture to put at as the thumbnail, and I think I found it, so yeah. Did you guys like my anime voice? I think I began talking in my anime girl voice halfway through the video, or towards the end. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go edit this because I know I made hella mistakes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Goodbye, loves.
Thank you.